the risk to consider while moving to the cloud. So what is cloud? The term cloud in cloud computing can be defined as the set of hardware, network, storage, services, and interface that combine to deliver aspects of computing as a services. Cloud service include the delivery of software, infrastructure, and storage offered to internet based on user demand. After reading this, the question is why customer or companies are looking to come to the cloud. I would say companies want an environment that can scale on demand. They do not want to be always in the business of managing and patching software all the time. They want a solution that gives a better business continuity, and they want to focus more on the productivity side rather than always just like monitoring their network and their operating system about patching and all. So the another benefit would be the cloud also will reduce software cost in terms of licensing, as the cloud is based on per user or monthly fees, or also based for online services. And the major benefit for enterprise is flexibility. It's like you pay according to what you use. Next is the architecture of the cloud. In the cloud, we have three service delivery model, which is one is infrastructure as a services, the other is platform as a services, and the third is software as a services. What does it mean? We'll read the simple definition of this one. Consumer, for example, infrastructure as a services, consumer can provision computing resources within providers' infrastructure upon which they can deploy and run arbitrary software including OS and application. Platform as a services, consumer can create custom application using programming tools supported by the provider and deploy them onto the provider's cloud infrastructure. Software as a services, consumer use provider application running on provider's cloud infrastructure. The next slide would be very useful to us to understand what is the these three services delivery of model. So at the left side, you can see the on-premises. On-premises means that you own the complete control of everything. Everything means application. It could be your data, it could be your middleware, it could be your operating system, it could be your virtualization, as server, storage, and networking. Now we are coming to the off-premises. Off-premises means we have three service delivery model for the off-premises architecture. We have infrastructure, we have platform, and we have software. I'll start with the infrastructure services. I'll just show you the yes, I think so. This is the biggest one. I'll put it as 150%. So I think so you are able to see the screen. In infrastructure, the customer or the company will manage only this part, means application, data, runtime, middleware, OS. The other will manage the server, storage, networking, and virtualization. Like as in, for example, your server would be located in some data center with let's say IBM or maybe Microsoft, but about the network card, about the networking part, the storage part, the virtualization part, everything they will manage. And at the company side, you'll just have to manage the application, the OS patching or this kind of stuff, and your data. Maybe you'll store data into your SQL databases or Oracle databases, which would be located in your infrastructure, which would be managed by you. Now with let's say platform as a services, you will manage only application and data. The rest would be managed by the others, third party. For example, Windows Azure is one of the best example for platform as a services. They manage everything, but they will let you do. They will let you host your application and your data within the Windows Azure platform. The next is I'll move this slide to this side. The next is software as a services. In software as services is the full opposite. You will not have any control. Everything would be managed by the others. Everything, I mean, like even the application, the data, you will know, you will even not access to the file system. The most common example is Office 365, on which we'll go to the. I'll show you a demo about the software as a services later on. So I'll come back to my slide now. Yes. Okay. This is what I have said just recently. On premises, that means for organization that require the ability to have total or near control over their SharePoint environment of an on-premise SharePoint environment is definitely the way they should go. Off premises of infrastructure as a services, that means all the software installation, configuration, management, patching, adding new server to meet demand, load balancing need to manage by you. Infrastructure as a services gets you out of the business of hosting virtual SharePoint server. Platform as a services is running the environment all the way up to the application and data tier. Windows Azure is platform as a services cloud. In this cloud, you build custom application, data model, and run them through a highly available environment. And finally, software as a services is the entire stack delivered in the cloud, and this is the delivery model for SharePoint Online, which we'll see later on. You do not have to install software, manage patches, availability, etc. This environment gets you out of the business of managing software and into the business of building solution. It does not provide a granular level of control of the SharePoint environment. Now the question is when to go on premises and when to go off premises. Larger organizations tend to go toward the on-site or on-premises private cloud to ensure they are able to connect to the other external data sources, easily federate with their Active Directory security configuration, and implement any custom solution or configuration they require. That means, like, let's say any bank or any possibly telecommunication company will never go off-site, off premises, because the security model, because I would say they want the total control over their data and over their operating system, whoever is logged in, and so on. For small and mid-sized business, yes, they could go to the off-premises because, like, it gives a collaboration solution that involve little or no support from the organization IT department and has a very straightforward set of requirement. This is one of the service delivery model example. See, in the left side we have software as a services, platform as a service, and infrastructure as services. Amazon Web Services, they fall into the infrastructure as a services. Google Apps, they fall into software as a services, but Google App Engine, they are in between platform as a services and infrastructure as services. Microsoft Windows Azure, similar like Google App Engine, they are half into the platform as services, infrastructure as services. And our next topic is about Salesforce. Salesforce has two flavors. One is force.com, which is platform as a services, and salesforce.com, which is software as a services. Okay, now we'll jump into the sandbox. So